Today we're going to kit bash the Sorcerer Sindri of the Alpha Legion. For this, I've prepared bits from the generic sorcerer, but as you can see, this guy has leather gloves. And that is simply unacceptable. I aim to get as close to his image from the game as I can, and that means no gloves and a plasma pistol. This will require hacking off his hands and rebuilding the staff. I took some bits from Chosen and Legionaries and began remaking him in accordance with my deranged vision. That's more like it. Look at the spring in his step, confidence in his gaze. The energy this guy's emanating is just something else.
Yes.
I've started with a mix of white and black primer from MRP. This gave me gray that works for just about anything. And once that was done, I've sprayed the whole model with Witching Hour blue, thinned with some Flow Aid and thinner. This color might seem odd for Alpha Legion, but we're painting how they used to be, way back in the early 2000s when they were this nice saturated shade of blue. This time I'm actually going to switch things around. I usually begin brush painting with the trim, but with the quantity of details on this guy, I've figured that I'll leave metallics for later. Here you can see me painting his robes with a mix of 50-50 black and blue, but somewhere down the line, I'll repaint it with just black. The trim was painted with natural steel from AK, and later all the mechanical metallic bits will be picked out with darker gunmetal. This was done in order to differentiate them from each other. Also here I can take advantage of leaving my model in subassemblies. I can comfortably reach everywhere with my brush. And even though I know that after gluing parts together, some of this paintwork won't be visible, I do it just to be safe. We finished base coating all the colors that will benefit from the black shade. For this, I've thinned it way down, roughly 2 parts of flow aid to 1 part wash. And once the first layer has dried, I've applied more of it straight from the bottle. It was only done in selective places that could have used more shadow, such as around the trim and his silly little face. And once that has dried, I did the rest of the base coats. So all the skulls and bones, parchment and brass. Then I've applied wash, basically the same steps as before, but with brown color and a smaller brush. This way I can be much more precise. We're finally done with blocking out the colors. Now we can proceed to making our model not look like garbage. I'll begin with Witching Hour Blue. This went over every surface of the armor. This brings back the life to the color that was desaturated during the washing stage, but I avoid shadows. This way I can build up contrast between details. Now we have like a billion highlights to knock out. I like to start with a backpack. This is a great surface to practice and to get the feel of the paint. It's full of simple straight lines and it's on the back. So even if I mess up a little, it's not a big deal. Here's a comparison of a part that was highlighted, and one that is yet to be. As you can see, this one is nice and defined, while this one sucks and doesn't even look like a real shape. But you know what? I think I should push it even harder. I took some white and mixed it into the blue. Originally, I wanted to apply it only to the sharpest points, but I liked it so much that I got carried away and ended up covering like 80% of a previous layer. Still looks good though.
Yes.
Painting decent robes or capes is totally outside my skill level, so I've just dry brushed it with gray. It ain't half bad. I actually like the scratchy texture it left. It would be criminal if I didn't paint plasma with some vibrant pink. I've started with going over the coils with white, and then I've applied Doomfire Magenta, thinned a bit with contrast medium. In order to make it look like it actually glows, I highlighted coils with heavily thinned white. This was done in 3 layers. First went over 3/4 of the coil, second over half, and the last one was a spot highlight, just on the top edges.